Okay, let's get into it. We're talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm joined by my first guest on the podcast, my sister Emma. Emma, do you want to...
Honoured to be the first guest.
Thank you for having me. Jesus Christ.
You're welcome.
Lovely. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
Really wanted to have you on first episode, not the first episode, but as the first guest, because I wanted to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine for ages. It's one of my comfort shows. I think it's one of your comfort shows too.
Majorly.
Yeah, and we've had to actually re-record this, but I wanted to talk to Emma a lot about this because we started watching this for sibling nights. We got into it together, and I think we kind of both broke off and started watching it with our significant others. One of the questions I wanted to ask Emma, I have down in my notes, is when she watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine. When do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine? All the time?
Falling asleep every night.
Yeah.
For the last 2.5 years, I've been falling asleep to Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I think it just started in college. Just when we started watching it, and then I started just watching it on my own on Netflix to fall asleep to, because obviously in college, very noisy streets, and it just started from there. I think obsessively watching it every night to fall asleep. It's just one of my biggest comfort shows. I think it's both of ours. I think it's nearly a whole family thing now.
Yeah, definitely.
That we all just love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
One of the shows I fall asleep to is Always Sunny.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's because I've rewatched that 1,000 times over. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I still want to actually be awake and watch it, but you fall asleep to it.
Yeah, I think, don't they say if you go back watching a show, that you go back watching the same show all the time because it reduces anxiety or something?
Yeah.
Because you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so soothing to fall asleep to, because I know I can have my eyes closed and I can literally see it embedded in my brain, exactly what's happening in the scene, their facial expressions, everything, from just watching it so much.
Yeah, I saw that as well. People who rewatch TV shows do it because the anxiety, it takes it away from them because they know exactly
100%.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We say it's a comfort show, but it's a show that has substance and a lot of deep-seated cultural and societal issues it talks about. And
it's always updating its relevancy to society, I think.
It's not one of those sitcoms that just talks about nothing all the time. There's real life issues they tackle a lot of stuff. They tackle racism, homophobia, they tackle LGBTQ representation, as well as sexual assault as well.
Mm.
There was a episode where Terry is racially profiled by another cop. It really hit hard.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And that was right around the time of Black Lives Matter, and they really put their stance on that as a show, which I thought was very important as well. You have to whisper in, was it? I think it was. I'm only assuming.
No,
I'm only assuming.
I know that season 8 they've been reshooting it because of the Black Lives Matter movement, because they have so many diverse characters in their cast that they needed season 8 to be very forward thinking, just to send correct messages and just to shine light on what's happening in society through their show, because it is mainly a comedic show. Yeah. But they do highlight very serious issues in the real world through their comedic relief and through their, because they're a police show. Yeah. If people don't know, it's a police show.
I think as well, like you touched on it there, you said they have a diverse cast, and I think they probably thought we wouldn't be doing our job as a show if we didn't highlight the different members of the police force in this show and say, okay, this is how Black Lives Matter affects them. You know, like Terry, Rosa, Santiago, Captain Holt, all diverse characters and different races, and
even Captain Holt himself, he's number one, he's black, and he's also gay, so he is I don't know, he's a standing figure for many people in society that could look to him and see him as a very leading figure, character that everyone looks up to in the show, and everyone kind of puts in a pedestal because he is such
iconic.
Yeah, he's iconic. He really is.
Speaking of Captain Holt, I want to talk a bit about Captain Holt and Jake Peralta's relationship in the show.
Love it.
I thought they were going to be a banter, kind of comedic duo, and they are at some stages, but I love how they kind of evolved into a loving father-son relationship, because in the show Jake Peralta's father is very absent for most of the show. He has a very split relationship with his father isn't in his life, and he kind of adapts, he kind of replaces his father with Captain Holt because he spends so much time at work. I just love that relationship. It's so adorable.
I think the one thing is, that scene where they're all in the bullpen and he calls Captain Holt dad. Yeah. And then everyone looks up and even the convicts, they're all no, you did say dad.
I think he's taking a statement from a robber or something, and everyone looks up, and then he's saying and then he's almost what's going on? what's happening?
It's like when you call your teacher mom.
Yeah, the embarrassment of it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, hope you all enjoyed this short highlight clip. If you did and you want to check out my full episodes, you can always check out my podcast Finding Yourself up on Anchor FM and Spotify. The links are available in the description. Thanks for listening.